qaybna waa kiro profit right ood ku degan tahay guriga adigu aad ku degan tahay waayo gurigan qolo kala kula leh qoladan waxeedii maxaad ku dadku marka inta badan meesha ma fahmaan waa meesha inay fahmin oo dhahayaan riba ku jirta lacag badan baa laga qaaday meelay aad lama yaqaan fulaan si kooban hadan kugu sheego gurigan kaliya mali adigu waxaad baxsatay wax yaraad baxsatay inta kale dad kala iibsado garden si baa iskale marka garden si gurigeeda qaybteedii baad qaybna ka iibsanaysaa qaybna kiraad uga degan tahay ilaa lacagtu ay ka dhamaato
3 years from 1999 to 2002 they have to sue Freddie Mac and telling them, hey, we are Muslim minority in the United States, we're also Americans, we demand our rights. Freddie Mac refused. It was not easy. It wasn't easy. So also guidance could have been a bank.
masaajidda laga hadlaa waxaan ogahay maalin walba inaad dhahdaan masaajidda lacagtooda culimada cunaa wadaadada cunaa filaan baa cunaa in la yidhaahdo waxaan rabaa inaan idiin caddeeyo intaydaan dambaabin ama idaan wax sheegin inaan horta marka hore aana idinku sabab noqonin oon idin caddeeyo $1 oo masaajidka aan jooga uu leeyahay oo galay aan wax ku iibsadayo ma jiro wax ka baxsan aniga shaqadayda taas waan rabaa inaan idin caddeeyo
You're paying your mortgage, which is part of a principal and a profit. You're paying your insurance premium. You're paying your property taxes. I said, do you know how many counties are in the U.S.? Lots of counties.
saas daraadeed hadda tusaale yaraan insidii masaajidka aan joogo bishii ramadaan waxaan samaynaya wax la yidhaha monthly lacag monthly baan samayn jirnay bishii ramadaan oo dhan waxaan rabnaa inaan monthlygaas ay masaajidka u noqdo wax lagu rangareeyo oo utilitiisa lagu bixiyo waxaa markii la diyaariyo waxaa lacagtaa kuu soo goynaya cid gaarahoo iyaga loo diray baa kuu jaray ciddaas kuu jaraysana service ba iyaguna kaa qaadaya shaqay kuu qabteen
3%.
yes 3% ba qaadayaan shaqay kuu qabtaan adigana dadkii oo dhan ee boqolaalkii qof ee bishii
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our podcast. Today we have a special guest, actually special guest today here with me. Sh Ahmed Nur, who on my right side, Mr. Abdul CPA,
Also
real estate agent, the top real estate agent here in the state of Washington, the most honest person you could ever find. My name is Abdi Satufa. I'm your host, inshallah, for tonight. Today it will be different. Obviously, we have a special guest, as I said. It's going to be different podcast. We will be talking about. We have actually a special announcement as well, and also we'll be talking a little bit different about the community, about the benefit of home ownership, a little bit also about Islamic financing, how guidance residential works, all that, inshallah. Without further ado, I will pass it to Abdul, inshallah. How are you, Abdul?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm glad to be here, Abdisa. This is not our first time. We did this a couple of times, but I think this is probably the one that we've been waiting for a long time.
Absolutely. It's an honor for us to be here with Sh Ahmed, and we've been helping Sh Ahmed for a long time in his pursuit of home ownership, and also them doing the research about Islamic financing in the United States. This is actually when back in when Amjad started their fatwa back in 2015, and our community actually has been doing their own research for a while. I know that you've been involved for a long time. You've also helped them throughout the process as well. I'm glad you're here, inshallah. We'll talk about his experience, and I'll check. Congratulations.
Jazakumullah khair, barakallah fik. Thank you very much, Abdis and brother Abduli. Jazakumullah khair.
Yes. His home ownership is it's the biggest achievement for anyone in the United States. It's actually an American dream. It is true because it's not easy to become a homeowner. You can't just walk into a bank and become a homeowner. You have to go through the financing process, even finding the right home, putting an offer and getting the offer accepted. Closing in the house itself is a big achievement. It's difficult. So how do you feel, inshallah, helping the Sheikh achieve the home ownership?
This first and foremost, thank you. Thanks to Garas Residential.
Yes.
Thanks to Sh Ahmed Nur for really trusting me with finding him and his family the right home.
Yes.
It is never easy to really find someone a home. By the way, we're going to, inshallah, transition to Somali language
Yes.
For our discussion. But just to kind of answer your question,
Honestly, it's a challenge at the beginning. When I say challenge, meaning, like you say, you just can't go to a bank and say, I want to qualify for a loan. There are several steps which we will discuss further to get to home ownership. But I am honored and grateful to be working with Sheikh Ahmed Nur for the last 18 months to fund the right home. We have put offer in numerous homes, and we got outbid, and we didn't get it. And sometimes the Sheikh almost gave him like to say, I'm done, I'm not going to do it. I say, Sheikh, just be patient, inshallah. Your home is there calling, and someday it's going to come. Alhamdulillah, we found the perfect home for him and his family, not far from the masjid, not far from the community, and for the right price at this time of the market.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
No, mashallah. So I again, we will be talking in English, and also we'll transition to Somali as well. I have basic understanding of Somali, so Sheikh Abdul would help me.
You sure you're not half Somali, man?
I am half Somali, alhamdulillah. I actually was adopted Somali, so I love that, inshallah. So I want to ask the Sheikh, inshallah, you can help me translate.
Okay.
So how do you, I know that it's been a while, he's been doing research, one for himself, as anyone who want to raise their family in a better situation, has been doing research for himself and also for the community. Sheikh Ahmed is not about himself. It's about the community. He's a father of the community. He's a leader in the community. So I know that he's been holding this back because he want to make sure 100%. Alhamdulillah, he achieved the home ownership as of today. So ask him to tell us his experience from, about Islamic financing from the time they started researching until today, inshallah.
Before I ask the question, he will answer. I also want to answer him for a little bit in English, then in Somali, inshallah.
Sure.
I met Sheikh Ahmed Nur 2009, I believe. This is right when Abubakar Masjid was being constructed. And I walked to him in 2011 with the research that I've done myself. I myself back then didn't own a home, but I wanted to be a homeowner. I had fatwas that I got from different places. Back then, Amjad did not provide a fatwa. This is 2011. The Amjad fatwa came in 2015. And I came to the Sheikh and I said, Sheikh, I'm thinking of buying a home. What do you think? Sheikh, alhamdulillah, said, hey, this is not an area of my expertise. However, this is what I know. Therefore, I'm just going to share with you what I know, and you decide for yourself. Me trusting my Sheikh, I did not proceed to buy a home. I waited for another 4 or 5 years. And when the Amjad fatwa came, I went back to the Sheikh, and the Sheikh recommended some Islamic financing houses.
Okay.
Some are banks, some are houses, right?
Okay.
And then, I decided to do my own research, and I decided who I want to finance my home with. Alhamdulillah, I ended up with guidance. So just the kind of background. But Sheikh Ahmed Nur, and now we're going to touch into Somali, inshallah.
Yes.
Sheikh Ahmed Nur, horta soo dhawow, alhamdulillah. Aad iyo aad bay farxad noogu tahay annaga. Weliba aniga oo ku hadlayo magaca shirkadayda oo loo yaqaano Skyline Properties oo aniga aan la shaqeeyo. Gaanasna waan la shaqeeyaa. Shaqsiyan weliba saaxiibkay Cabdiisa Tufaa iyo Ganas Residential. So su'aasha aan ku weydiinayna maanta waxaa weeyaane sidee halkan ku timid? Markaan ku leeyahay ku timid waxaa weeyaane sidee go'aan ugu gaartay in Sheikh Ahmed Nur oo dhowr jeer intii loo yimid la yiri sheekhow waxaa soo baxday fadwooyinkan soo baxay intaan oo shirkada ayaa jiro ay ka mid tahay Guidance, ay ka mid tahay Devan Bank, ay ka mid tahay Universal Bank, ay ka mid tahay Amin House ka mid tahay. So dhowr jeerna dadka waxaa laga yaabaa inaad tiraahday hadda ku degdegina muxuu ahaa bal annaga naga warsuga. So sideed baaritaan u soo bisay si aad adna go'aan uga gaarto halkaana ku timaado. Sheikh, tafadal.
جزاكم الله خير. بارك الله فيكم برادر عبد الولي. aad baan kugu mahad celinayaa iyo maartay business kaagaba sidoo kale brother Cabdiis oo ka socda iyo brother Daawud iyo shirkadda Guidance waad idinkuna ku mahadsantihiin. laakiin horta hal aan cadeeyo mar haddaan dadkii la hadlaayo Guidance guri iyagu imay gadin oo igama bixinin.
Masha Allah.
Cabdiwelina guri igama gadin oo igama bixinin. Aniga ayaa guriga iibsaday biidnillaahi tabaaraka wa tacaala. Iibsiga waddankaana ma aha inaad lacag tiro badan dhiibayso ood bixinayso waa un rantigii aad ku degi lahayd guryaha eed guri ku degi lahayd baa un ranti ahaan haddana u samaynaysaa marka waxaa laga yaabaa in dadka qaar su-aasha waxaan u caddaynayaa in la yidhaahdo Sheekh Ahmed xageebuu ama ka keenay masaajidkaanuu joogaa xaguu ka gatay fulaan waxaan idiin sheegayaa taqriiban 2 sano Cabdiweli waa kan bay ugu qaadatay taqriiban inaan guri helo markaan damcay inaan guri gato way ugu adkaatay xitaa aniga iyo salari ahaantayda iyo shaqadaydu ma ayna ku filayn in guri aan heli karo waxaan raadiyey qof consigner ii noqda oo iskula kay qora ayaan raadiyey oo qofkaasi lacag uu sameeyo walaal baan ka helay Minneapolis muddo ayuu ila waday isagiina hawlo kala ku soo baxay waan waayay markii dambe siyaala baan ka raadiyey walaalaan u ducaynayo oo jooga community-ga ka mid ah ayaa ii noqday consigner inuu isagu iskula kay qoro haddana inuu naga soo gaaro waan rajaynaa noo yimaado sidaasaan horta ku helay easy in guri la gataay ma ah marka taas waxaan rabaa inaan u sheego dadka qofka raba inuu guri iibsado wax sahlan ma maalintii aan ku fikiray waxaan doonayay habeenkan go'aanka gaadhay subaxii Cabdiweli baan wacay waxaan ku Cabdiweli guri baa meel heblo ku arkay waa inaad gurigaa soo qabato waa ila yaabay Cabdiweli ugu qoslo wuxuu yiri Sheekh Ahmed saa uma sahlan iska sug 2 years bay ugu qaadatay marka inaan guri aan helo marka waxaan rabaa dadweynaha inaan u sheego horta guri helidda process dheer baa ka sokeeya taasna insha Allah waxa ka caawin doona Cabdiweli iyo walaalaha Cabdiis iyo Gardency walaaluhu way ka caawin doonaan biidni Ilaahi tabaaraka wa tacaala qaybta kale Cabdiweli way weydiiyey waxay ahayd waqti hore 2009 buu yimid Cabdiweli before that na waxaa jiray ilaa iyo 2006 Gardency waxay ii soo dirtay package-kooda dhan iyo fataawadooda 2007 bay ii soo direen anigoo Kansas City Missouri ku nool laga soo bilaabo ilaa waqtigaa qanaaca rasmi ah kuma aanan gaadhin waqti dheer baan culimo haddaan nahay dadka annaga weji u ah waana waajib qofka sheekha oo imaamka ah oo ummadda inuu mar walba diintoodiina ilaaliyo maslaxadoodana uu ilaaliyo oo aad mar walba ka fikirto dadkan iyo markii dambe waxaan noo soo baxday shirkad badan oo islaama baa jira ilaa taqriiban 6 shirkadood baa markii dambe suuqa ku wada jira oo wada islaami alxamdulillah hal ogaada waxaan guri ka gadanayno ama aan rabno dad kale inay hal aado ama aan dhahayno ma aha banki waa ribo caadi ah bunuugtan caadiga oo ku taala oo taqliidiga ah anaga dadka uma dirayno waxaan la shaqaynaynaa kambaniye waxaan la shaqayn markaan ku leeyahay dadka aan anagu ka jawaabayno fatwa ahaan iyo dadka aan u sheegi karno leena qole hebla aada waa dad muslimiina weeyaan oo maaragtay islaam ah shirkadan Gardency hadda goobteeda aan fadhido markaan baarid samaynay anaga culimada ka guud ahaanna culimada North America waa u samaynay shirar badan baan Minneapolis aniga aaday oo fadhiya aan qaadanay halkan culimada siyaala qayb ka mid ah waan samaynay waxaa noo soo baxaysay intii kolba aanu isla aragnay shirkadda Gardency gaar ahaan usuusheeda iyo xoolaheeda asalka usra muslima qoys muslima baa iskale arrintaas waa arrin muhiim ah dadka qaar baa ku oranaya waxay ka soo qaataa banki maalif asalka xoolaha waxaan ku soo gaarnay qiraa'a oon qoraalkoodii aragnay oon dadkii mas-uuliyiinta ah ee ugu waaweynaa nooga jawaabeen qoys muslima oo Suuriyaana inay asalka xoolahooda ay lahaayeen oo usuushaas ay tahay dad muslima ay iska leeyihiin marka sidaas daraadeed baaritaan markaan ku samaynay fataawadii culimadii amja oo fuqahaa shariica fi Amerika dadka culimada maartay ay ka jawaabeen fatwadoodii aqrinay shirkadan dadka u ah ninka ugu sareeyo oo kumulay shariica u ah taqi Uthman in la yiraahdo caalim oo Pakistani ah ilaa iyo aan filayo 100 organization inuu yahay shariicada uga jawaabo markaan aqrinay annaga aan aqrinay xaajada iyo danta dadka muslimiinta ee ku nool wadankan aan aragnay iyo baahida ay qabaan waxaan aragnay inaan u diray karno dadka shirkadkan islaamiga gaar ahaan anigu waxaan ilaa hadda dadka u sheegaa Gardency up to now waxaan yiraahdaa dadka anigu waxaan ku qancay oon baaray oon waqti u helay Gardency inaan cuquudeeda iyo barnaamijkooda aan baaro kadibna qanaacan ku qaba I respect dadka kale oo laga yaabo waxa laga yaabaa culimada qaar kale inay wali ayna qancin laakiin waxaan aaminsanahay inaan leednahay oon daahnay baan aaminsanahay waliba waxaan aaminsanahay qof kasta oo ku nool wadankan inuu maalin oran doono inuu fahmi doono wadciga iyo nolosha iyo dhibaatada guryaha dadka caruurtana haysata inay maaragtay u banaanaanayso insha marka fataawada culimadii markii aanu qaadano isku darnay waxaan aragnay qofkii xaaje iyo dan maaragtay xaajana way jirtaaba culimadu waxay ku fatwoodeen qoys kasta oo muslim oo Maraykan ku nool xaajiya dan way u tahay inay guriga helaan marka saasaan ugu qanacay
Mashallah, Abdulwali. So we have non-Somali speaking audience for our podcast. Inshallah, if you could summarize and translate for us.
Oh man, I don't know how I can unpack all of that, but
Very best job.
basically, the Sheikh went back to the Amja fatwa in 2015. I sat down with Sheikh Ahmed Nur one by one, sorry, 1-to-1, me and him only, and I brought my contract with me.
Okay.
I brought my guidance contract with me, and I showed him my contract. We talked about the concerns that Amja themselves had about the guidance contract. You know, those concerns being, since the contract is a co-ownership, how are insurance, how are taxes, how are maintenance divided, right?
Okay.
And the Sheikh had those questions.
Yes.
I sat down with the Sheikh, and I actually brought my property taxes breakdown for the Sheikh. And I showed him how, back then I was living in Renton, Washington. So I showed him the breakdown of my property tax. And I say, Sheikh, this property tax I'm paying for is actually, it benefits me directly, 100%. It does not benefit at all guidance.
Yeah.
I showed him how the fire district gets a portion of the property taxes, how the police gets a portion of the taxes, how the school district gets a portion of the taxes, how the swimming pool, that's about 10 blocks from my house, also gets a portion of the taxes, how the parks get a portion of the taxes. So when I explained to the Sheikh, like Sheikh said, MashaAllah, nobody have ever came to me like this and explained to me in detail. I think one of the challenges, you know, I have to say this, Alhamdulillah, Allah blessed me with both knowledges, right? I have I'm familiar with the Sharia side, and I'm also a CPA by trade. So I have that knowledge in the finance side. So it was easy for me in elementary language to explain to the Sheikh how these things work. Then the Sheikh said, hey, thank you very much. Go ahead, go back. I will get back to you. Sheikh took his time, obviously more than a year.
That's true.
Right? They formed their own committee from different masajids. The Kent Masjid, I believe Seattle Masjid, Takwila Masjid, basically all of the imams here in local. Then I got invited again. Because remember, the first meeting was Sheikh Ahmed Nur only. Right? The second meeting was to answer other questions that the ulama had as well. Right? Same process. I explained to them. Actually, I'm sure one of the, I won't say his name is watching this. I was talking to him about 2 weeks ago. And he himself also is in the market to buy a home. And he said, Abdulwali, he said, your explanation, he said, was a fatwa for me himself. Because sometimes, we get so technical in the fatwa itself. But some people just want to focus and say, hey, can you just explain to me in simple terms how this thing works without you using dalil from an ayah in Baqarah or hadith from Nabiullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? They want to know that. But remember, some folks, are born here or they came here at a younger age, but they're still very strong on their aqidah, right? They don't want to go to a riba transaction. So they want to make sure that, and I myself, I want to advise them in the best way I can. Same thing with the Sheikh Ahmed Nur. So in a nutshell, that's how the Sheikh came to the conclusion of the Amja fatwa and a fatwa themselves locally.
That's fantastic. Obviously, it's understandable for someone's, his position to be hesitant to, verify something before jumping into a decision, right? Even me, before joining guidance, with my little Islamic knowledge, I had to do my own research, ask around. Like I used to work in Qatar, so I had exposure of Islamic financing. When I heard about Islamic financing here in America, I was so shocked. I was surprised. This Islamic financing available in the US is a shock for me. So I took my time. I asked around. And I knew Sh Ahmed back since 2016, 2017 when I joined guidance. And now he's always, he's listening. He's doing research. Because people look up to him. It's understandable. I know that maybe you just summarized part of what he said, but I want to also ask them, inshallah, having this experience of buying home, what do you advise our community who are in the fence of buying or not buying? What's your advice for them?
cabdiisa su-aashuu ku weydiiyey runtii aniga xataa aan qabo adigana xataa aad qabtay adigaaba xataa su-aashaa qabay oo ah maxaad kula talin lahayd muslimiinta qof kasta ama soomaali ha ahaado ama ethiopian ha ahaado qof kasta oo muslina oo qoys leh oo inta ku nool oo maanta xuduud ka saaran oo halkaas taagan oo ku hayo ma gataa mise ma gato waxaan ka cabsanayaa ribo inaan galama qofkaas xuduudka taagan maanta adba waa taagneed dhowr sano ka hor maxaad maanta sheekhu kula talan lahayd
بسم الله وصلى الله وسلم على الصحابة أجمعين مر لبعض horta waddankan dadku waagi hore yimaadeen dadku waxay soo mareen maraxil waxaa la yidhahdaa xilliyo kala duwan marba fatwada nafteeda waxaa la yidhahdaa tatajadad bizamani walmakaan yani waqtiga la joogo iyo taymku fatwada wuu kala bedelaa culimmada iyada waagi hore dhan waxaan isku raacsanayn dadka yaan guryo loo gadin bal waa la baxayaa oo la guurayaa sidaasaan aaminsanayn waxaan aragnay iyagoo dadkii guryihii way gateen xitaa culimmadii nalama sugin dadkii oo dhan waa wada socdeen guryaha la wada iibsaday marka waddankan waa la degan yahay marka waddan haddii aad tagtana qof kasta oo baxa weynaga arna wuu soo laabtaa oo wuu soo noqonayaa marka hala aan caddeeyo hadda waxaa laga yaabaa guri markaa idhahda Sh Ahmed guri buu gatay inay dadku u maleeyaan lacag tiro badan inaan bixiyey ma aha inaan lacag tiro badan bixiyey waxaa laga yaabaa 3% 5% inuu qofku bixiyo oo aan lacag yar oo maartay aad u yar ay tahay laakiin guriga waa iqaab ijaar ah mushaaraka ayaa wax la yiraahdo baa guriyaha lagu dagaa waa maxay kambanigan مثلا gardency iyo adiga basically hadaan si kooban u sheego guriga waa isla gadanaysaa marka isla gadato adoo wixii aad baxsatay oo yaraa ayaa dhinacaaga leedahay iyaguna inta badan guriga iyaga leh oo lacagta ka bixinaya markay lacagta bixiyaan lacagta adiga laga qaadayo bishii oo kiradii unaad gurigaagii hore ka bixin jirto kale ayaa qaybna waxaad ku iibsanaysaa si tadriiji bale kiskis baad u soo iibsanaysaa qaybna waa kiro profit rate oo aad ku degan tahay guriga adigu aad ku degan tahay waayo gurigan kala kula leh qoladan waxeedii maxaad ku dadku marka inta badan meesha ma fahmaan waa meesha inay fahmin oo dhahayaan riba ku jirta lacag badan baa laga qaaday meelay aad lama yaqaan fulan si kooban hadan kugu sheego gurigan kaliya mali adigu waxaad baxsatay wax yaraad baxsatay inta kale dad kala iibsado gardency baa iskale marka gardency gurigeeda qaybteedii baad qaybna ka iibsanaysaa qaybna kirad uga degan tahay ilaa lacagtu ay ka dhamaato taasaa waxay ka dhigaysaa lacagtii lacag badan ka dhigaysaa oo inaad intaasoo kun bishii aad bixiso bay keenaysaa marka qaabkaas waa qaabka loo iibsado ma aha inaad lacag tira badan inaad keento hal mar aad qofkii da haysta waa la arag laakiin annaga sidan aan wax ku gadanayno waxa weeyaan wax yaraad dhiibaysaa laakiin kiradaadii ayaa laga qaadaya waa guri aad xor u tahay aan ka jawaaba su-aashii ahayd dadka waddankan ku nool iyo runtii baahida u qabaan aniga alxamdu waddankan caruur baan ku leeyahay family baan ku leeyahay ilmaan ku dhalay waxaan ogahay dhibka laga soo marayo qofka apartment degan iyo ilmana ku haysta lagaa koreeyo lagaa hooseeyo dhibka aad marayso si fiican baan u garan karaa waxaan mid kale ku darso waddankan qofka ku sii noolaada oo ilaahay nafta u daayo sanawaad kadib mu aaminsan xitaa guri kiraa inuu helo way adkaan doontaa right now kira lama helo way adag tahay marka kiradii baa adkaan doonta lacagta lagu kiranayabaa badan doonta 4,000 baa laga hadlayaa guryaha fiican qofkii raba inuu aado ma bixin doontaa adigu arrintaa dadkeena waan ognahay waa dad maaragtay shaqadooda iyo waxoodaba professionalku waa nagu yaryahay dadka communityga muslimka markaan ka hadlayo east africa ka yimid oo dhan baan ka hadlayaa waxa weeyaan wax yara shaqadooda waa yartahay guri noocaana ma qaadan kara ma bixin karaan kiradooda marka su-aasha marka waxaa rabaa inaan usoo dego haddii la helay kambaniye muslimiina hadda waan ogay aniga canadaan joogay sanadkii hore bishii julaay oo dhan canadaan joogay canada cirif to cirif waa maray kambaniye muslimiin oo guryaha dadka u gada ma laha ninkii aadaya bankina wuu aaday kii kalena wuu iska joogaa laakiin ilaahay xamdigii maraykan waxaa ka jira ilaa 6 kambani oo kulligood wada culimmadu ka jawaabeen way kala horhoreeyaan oo way kala sokeeyaan sheekh waliba qayb buu ku qancaa xalay nin imaam oo kale baa mar wada hadla gurigu iibsanayay qolo kaloo ku qancay wuxuu kuu sharaxayaa qoladaasi siday u fiican yihiin marka mana aaminsani inay wax weyn kale fogfog yihiin intooda badan waayo fatwadoodu inta badan waa meel laakiin qofka qanaacadiisa iyo isagu markuu jawaabayo meeshu ku qanca buu dadka u sheegayaa marka waxaan aaminsanahay dadweynaha dadka muslimiinta inay guri qoys family ah oo caruur leh inuu guri helo waa xaaja maasa waa dan uu u baahan yahay oo dhibna way ku noqon doontaa marka inay u tahay u bannaan tahay marka u bannaan tahay leedahay maca daalika ma inaan ribo u dirayno kambani muslima oo asalka xoolihiisa islaam ay leeyihiin ba u sheegayno marka sidaasaan u gaadhanti si ugu qancay oon maaragtay markii dambe ay noqotay qolada aan doorto inaan insha Allah la tacaamul naam.
Thank you, Sheikh. Just before I ask you to translate this, I want to say a couple of things about guidance, because I understood what the Sheikh said. Guidance, since its establishment, this is the only Islamic financing company in the US that actually is owned by a Muslim. A Muslim individual owns it.
The Sheikh heard about that.
Yes, I heard about that. And I really want to stress on it because it's different when a conventional bank opens an Islamic branch.
Yes.
Just for the sake of profit, because you have to look at why the company was established. It's not only what they do. Yeah. It's very important because if I own a company, I want to open a branch because I see a profit in that industry.
Yes.
It's different than when the company is established. Hey, there are American Muslims here in the United States. They need a home ownership, and I need to find a solution for them. Sheikh Mohammed Hamur, when they established the company, that's how he established the company. He said, hey, they went up against Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, this organization who never heard of about Islamic financing. They told them, hey, they hired 18 law firms, about $3 million, multi-million investment.
That's a lot of money.
Out of their pocket. Yes. This is without getting a single mortgage sold. 3 years from 1999 to 2002, they have to sue Freddie Mac and telling them, hey, we are Muslim minority in the United States. We're also Americans. We demand our rights. Freddie Mac refused. It was not easy. It wasn't easy. So also guidance could have been a bank.
Yes.
Because in America, once you're a bank, you can open your branch across America.
Yes. And also borrow money from the
Exactly.
Fed.
And you collect money from people as well.
Yes.
Depository organization. And I can lend money to you. Guidance wanted to take the high ground. Said, hey, we're not going to be a bank. Because why? Bank is part of the problem, ya Sheikh. In America, if you're a bank, you're forced to give a loan to a liquor store, a gun store, anything haram.
You can't discriminate.
You can't discriminate.
Yes.
Anybody want a loan, you have to give. Our Sharia board said, this is not the way to go.
Yeah.
They took the difficult option to be a mortgage company.
Yeah.
Every state that we have to go, we have to spend money to get a license. We have to hire lawyers and attorneys to go out fight against every single state in Washington and every single state in the United States. Right now we are almost 30 states. Every state is different laws, different guidelines.
Yes.
And I really want to stress this is very important for our community to understand. A Muslim person owning the organization, we also give back to our community. Whenever there's an event going on, guidance is always there.
I know that. I see that.
You have a Quran event, guidance is there. We're spending money.
It is there.
We're giving back our community.
Yes.
The reason for that is owned by Muslim, and we care about our community. Not only business, we care our community to become homeowners. Even myself, individually, well, you know that. I get the kick. I get happy when someone, a Muslim person, an immigrant family, they never thought about buying a home in America.
Yes.
Buying a home is even a big deal for American-born families.
Yes.
People who are born here. A Muslim family buying home without compromising their faith and values.
Yes.
It's a big deal to guide us, inshallah. Go ahead, inshallah. Summarize those shares.
I will translate. Abisa, disclosure.
Yeah.
I don't work for guidance.
Yes.
Guidance never paid me a penny.
Yes.
I'm a real estate agent.
Yes.
I'm also a CPA.
Yes.
Sometimes when agents refer clients to loan officers, they get a referral fee. I don't even ask for that.
Yes.
There is in life, it's human nature to have a preference, something you like, right?
Sure.
Preference, right? Coke and Pepsi.
That's true.
Sprite and 7-Up.
Yeah.
Right? We look at those things, right? when my community comes to me and they're looking for a home, they will tell me, hey, who is the best? I don't tell them who my lender is. I'll tell them later. And I said, what's your email? They'll give me their email and I said, hey, I'm going to send you the Amjad Fatwa summary. I want you to read it for yourself. Right? Read it for yourself. And then you choose the one the Sheikh talked about like preference, right?
Yes.
You choose the one you want. And whichever you choose, I have contacts with them and I will connect you with you. It's about ethics, right? Being ethical to your clients and stuff. You don't want to steer them to a place, but people don't know this. Most agents will steer you to a lender, right? So that they get a kickback from that lender for bringing more money in. But wallahi,
even conventional lenders.
Even conventional lenders, exactly. When I give that fatwa, when I give this, I'm not giving the fatwa, but I'm giving the summary of the fatwa, is that 9 out of 10, they will come back and say, hey, I chose guidance. And I asked them, why? They're like, well, when I look at the language, guidance is the preferred one, then I'll tell them, I'm also, a guidance customer. And then that makes them feel more comfortable.
That's true.
Why are we sharing this? Because we want our community to know there are options available.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's up to you to decide which lender you want to go. You see something very important, which was guidance. It is not a bank. It's a financier. There's a difference, right? A bank and a financier. Guidance finances Islamic homes, the murabbaha, right?
Musharaka contract.
Sorry, musharaba contract, right? That's it. People get confused with why aren't they a bank? And I tell people, sometimes there are questions above our pay grade. And I think we should not occupy ourselves with why this, why that, right? It's always better to stay within the process, right? Who is guidance? What do they do? What do the ulama say? Can I deal with them? That's the case, yes. Another story I'll tell you, Abdisa, is I got a call from a friend. I'm sure they're watching this, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I helped them buy a home there. And their first payment came out of their bank, and it had US Bank.
Yes.
And they're like, hey, Abdulwali, you told me to go. What's happening? I said, slow down. Slow down, brother. What's going on? And I said, remember, it's about explaining easily, right? I said, guidance have thousands and thousands of homes, I said. They're unable to collect all the payments from money. So therefore, they use the servicer.
Yes.
Right? I'm sure right now, guidance actually changed their servicer now to loan care from US Bank, right?
That answers a lot of questions.
A lot of questions, right? And I said, you're paying your mortgage, which is part of a principal and a profit.
Yes.
You're paying your insurance premium. You're paying your property taxes.
Yes.
I said, do you know how many counties are in the US? Lots of counties.
Yes.
Guidance don't have the capacity
to
do that. But the US Bank has that. Yes, US Bank is a bank.
Yes.
But they also have a servicing section.
It's true.
They're actually charging money to guidance to do this work for them.
Yes.
So therefore, don't worry about seeing US Bank on your bank statement. Which you need to look at is the contract you sign with guidance.
Yeah.
That's what dictates the terms.
That's right.
Now I'll go back to the Sheikh about that question about, what will you advise people who are on the fence?
Yes.
Right? Who want to buy or not to buy? Sheikh went back deeper and said about the fatwa before. He said previously, we used to advise people, don't buy a home now because we're going to go back to Somalia.
Yes.
We're going to go back to Ethiopia. Our country is going to be safe, inshallah, right? But let's be honest. I've been here 29 years and I'm still trying to go back to Somalia, right? And it might happen someday, inshallah, right? But the Sheikh talked about the importance of freedom of movement, right? Freedom of having your own property. Imagine living in an apartment, he said. There's someone above you. There is someone beneath you. There is someone to your sides and stuff.
Yes.
Imagine raising 5 kids, or which is really the average of our kids in our community, right?
Yes.
Having that. Imagine raising 5 kids, husband and wife, 7 in 3 apartments. Sometimes, in our community, wallah, we lie in the application to hide the number of dependents we have.
Yes.
To get an apartment.
On the taxes, all that.
Right? So why do you have to go all through that? The Sheikh also talked about sooner or later, you will not be unable, you will not be able to find properties for rent.
Yes.
And if you do, a good, decent home. By the way, we live in King County.
Yeah.
Right? Which is one of the most expensive counties in the country.
That's true.
On top of that, we live in Metro Seattle, which will probably say like top 3, top 5 most expensive city in the country, right? So a decent home, when I say a decent home, I'm talking about like a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,500 square feet. You're looking at $4,000 minimum.
Yeah, rent. Yep.
Rent, right?
Yeah.
So if you can get something that belongs to you, right, with a 5% down payment, up to 20% down payment, and manage your mortgage payment between $4,200 to $5,000, why not buy it? People might say, "Oh, the rates are high." Yes, the rates are high. The rates were also low too.
Yeah.
2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But the rates are not going to be high this long, right?
Yeah.
So the Sheikh was saying, if you have the funds to do a down payment, and if you are able to maintain the monthly payment, why not? Right? And he said, please correct me, he said, a fatwa that was, 9 years ago might not be the right fatwa today, right? Because our circumstances are changing. So I hope I unpacked. I know he said more than that, but I'm trying to summarize that, what he said.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's home ownership, but the Sheikh mentioned, I understood some of it as well.
Yes.
It's a critical to build a community as well, because someone who's renting a house moves every year or every other year. So you're not committed to a masjid or Islamic school, because other Muslim community, we want to build our masajids, our Islamic school. These are the backbone of our community. So a homeowner, I'm sure you can attest to that.
Yes,
I can attest to that as well. Inshallah, Sheikh, he attest to that soon as well. Because once you have a you stay in an average American stays in a house for 7 to 8 years. Once you buy a house, you say, this is my masjid, this is my community, I'm going to get involved, I'm going to donate more, because you kids go there. That's the part of the side of our community that is not looking up to, because we be like, oh, it's so expensive. It's this. It was expensive 10 years ago, right? People, when you buy a home in Kent probably for $300,000, people are saying expensive. Right now, homes in Kent is $700,000.
Abisa, you're also a finance guy.
Yes.
Time value of money.
Absolutely.
Right? $360,000 in 2016.
Yes.
Today is $720,000.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
Because the money is still there.
Yeah.
But the service appreciated, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, just think about it. If you go to a restaurant today, if you used to dine at $15, you're dining at $24 today.
That's true.
So you can't say it's expensive. It's not expensive.
Yeah.
Inflation and the living standards made it expensive.
The only way to offset inflation is becoming a homeowner. What happens is if you own a home,
it's fixed.
You go up with the inflation.
Yes.
Because inflation goes up, your home value goes up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because a lot of people who bought a home in the last 10 years and they refinance their homes in 2020, 2021, when the rate goes down, they're barely paying a mortgage, which is actually lower than the rent. My own, I can attest to that. My house mortgage payment is actually lower than an apartment rent, to be honest with you. So once you buy a home, you're locked in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You're locked in.
Yes.
You never have to worry about it, because Sheikh, for example, your mortgage, if you never have to do anything, it will not go up a penny. A penny, you fix. Obviously, property tax and insurance is going to go up and down based on the county. But at least you know your number. You never have to worry about that. The rents, you never guaranteed. It could go up.
You mentioned something about the community. The reason why it took the Sheikh this long to get a house, the Sheikh was very specific on his location.
That's true.
He wanted to be close to the masjid, right, Sheikh Ahmed Nur?
Of course.
Sheikh Ahmed Nur leads all the 5 prayers.
Yes.
And he also gives lectures in the masjid after Asr, after Maghrib and stuff. So the Sheikh was very specific.
Yes.
He said, I want to be maximum 20-minute drive, right? Because I couldn't get the Sheikh home in Kent for the way and stuff, right?
Yes.
We focus on a niche market. Why did I bring this up? Because of you have to be part of your community, right?
Absolutely.
So if you want to bring your kids to the madrasa on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, imagine driving from Black Diamond
absolutely,
all the way to
Tacoma
here, right? I-5 traffic will kill you. But imagine driving your kid from Des Moines. Abubakar, yes, the value is different.
Yeah.
But the marginal cost is not significant. Maybe $200-300 a month difference.
That's true.
But I'd rather pay $300 more to save 1 hour and a half on traffic.
Absolutely.
Right? And also go to the halal meat store, which is 10 minutes drive from me.
Absolutely.
Another story is myself here. When I was buying my second home here in Seattle, I was very specific. Is I wanted to buy next to my grandmother, peace, Allah rahmah, because I wanted to walk to her house, every other day and stuff. You probably see my Facebook pages, pictures sometimes. Some Fridays, I pray at the Orama Masjid, which is 3 blocks from me. OCC, right? It's right there. And, I get bored. I'm not going to go to Abubakar today. It's too far from me, right? It's not far, but because I want to walk. The ability to walk to a masjid. Yes, not all of us will be able to find a house next to a masjid, right? But when you're looking for a home, don't look at the aesthetics only, right? You want a brand new home, big one. Think about the bigger picture, right? You want your kids to grow up.
I want you to say that looking at the camera.
Really, very important. When you're really buying a home, it's not about a brand new home or how big it is. Yes, those are very great things. You need to look at what is my community at, right? What is my Oromo community? What is my Ethiopian community? What is my Somali community? Right? That's number one. If it's obviously there are some folks who don't care about community. That's okay. That's your prerogative, right?
Your choice.
But to me, my community is very important, right? I want to be close to my mother, my mother-in-law, my sister, my sheikh, right? Sometimes, I will leave my home. I'll come to my office for 10 minutes.
That's right.
And it's Maghrib. I'm like, you know what? The home isn't that far. I just pray at OCC for Isha. Or I'll pray Abubakar Siddiq in Seattle. Proximity matters, right? Location.
Yeah. We cry about gerrymandering because we're being kicked out every year. The only way to stop it is buy a home. If you see the Champ community, I've never seen a Champ customer buying a home in Tacoma or Kent. All of them, they buy in Seattle. They want to be far from their community.
Between Graham and Othello and Orcas. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. They don't go further.
And Rainier Avenue to Beacon Hill.
Yes.
Because it's the 5-mile radius.
Focusing on the community. It's very important.
Absolutely.
I wanna circle back a little bit to the Sheikh.
Yes.
So of course, alhamdulillah, it is, you went with the Islamic financing option, which is amazing, which is guidance residential. But I also wanted to ask him about his experience when it comes to service.
Yes.
We also want to provide top-notch service. Just because you go with Islamic financing, we don't want you to get a crappy service. We want you to get the top service. How was his experience when he's buying home with Abdul Wali, with myself on the financing side?
Well, I have to admit, the Sheikh is VIP.
Yes, of course.
Obviously, he's my chef.
He's gonna get a VIP service, obviously, but we do this for everyone.
For everyone, though, right? Yeah, but for me, the chef was very important. I wanted to make sure that his service was that we had to exceed expectations,
absolutely,
right? But at the same time, I want the chef to speak for himself. Sheikh, kawaran adeegi ku qabatay guidance. Adeegi xitana ku qabtay. Laakiin guidance ku hormari badanay insha Allah.
Jazakallah khair. mar labaad insha allah waxaa la yidhahdaa man laa yashkur innaasa laa yashkur illah صح xadiis rasuul sallallahu alayhi wasallam qofka aan dadka u mahad celinin allahna uma mahad celiyo marka waxaan rabaa inaan u mahad celiyo runtii walaalaha guidance iyo walaal Cabdiweli yani sababtan u mahad celin waa maxay mar labaad waan baraarujinayaa guriga iimay gadin oo lacag igama bixinin أنا ودت وجلال هيدا لكن حتى ما هيان لاقي جماعة بين يقولوا يما يقدين لكن وإلى الشقيين وقت دير بيكليين وإلى هاديين runtii waa san hore u sheegay gadashada guriguna hawl sahlan ba maaha yani dadka iga dambeeyay baan ogaan doonaa insha Allah marka waqti weyn bay galiyeen runtii walaal Cabdiweli waxaan xusuustaa taqriiban 2 sano muddo hadda taqriiban inta way isdaba socon maalin walba guriga ila soo fiiriyaa maalin walba waxaan soo aragnaa waana laga qaataa shuruudihii qaar ma buuxin kartaa adiga naam guriyo badan waa iga celiyo xuleeya kan ma fiicna iska daa qaar way ugu fogaanayaan waan ka soo noqonay markii u dambeysay waxaan ku dhawaa inaan give up gareeyo wuu ogaa waxaan iri xitaa meel kasta oo magaalada kamid ah xitaa federal way waa tagaa yani waxay iga ahayd mindhaha hadaan saarin iska galo hadaan waan daalay marka maxaa jira shuruudo badan ee way hor yiileen oo maana ka bixin kareynin marka aad iyo aad baa runtii waqti dheer baan la soo qaatay وأمهد علينا ولا لها إن شاء الله يا دنسيات بنقول أمهد علينا
Yeah.
ولا المنذر ولا العبديس داود يا دمان ولا لها كلا يجوا مقعود أي كهذا اليوم وأمهد علين ويو إيسهلين أو يجلس شقيان إن هوشة إن شاء الله تعالى وحي شروطه يوحي مارتي صندوق قدر الله ودم بيقرب تاجنين ولا العبد ولينا سيجارة رنتي بابا إساقا وقت بدن وبدن وجوية وبحيي قفكوا على سيجارة رنتي إلى شقيناي خير الله يدسيو ويدين مهد علينا إياه وجزاكم الله خير أنت يا طبتين ورنا إن شاء الله تعالى.
Thank you,
So
Sheikh.
you're half Somali. I don't have to translate.
No, I totally understood. I totally understood that. But I also wanted to say something about guidance. When I advised the guidance Sh Ahmed Nur is buying, the CEO jumped. Said
The CEO called?
yes. The CEO. I spoke to the CEO.
Okay.
He said, we don't want to make profit on this transaction. We want to help the Sheikh to the best of our ability.
Yes.
And alhamdulillah, we're able to give actually the exception that I've never seen. Guidance gave all this profit, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah.
It's an honor. It's an honor for me as well to be actually part of this transaction, helping the Sheikh. I hope everything was easy. It was smooth. Me and Abdul were talking every day because buying a home is a lot of process at the background.
Yes.
You know,
Things that they don't see. That you don't
yes,
see.
yes.
Yes.
You know, I'm sure, you know, things what most customers, you know, we deal with. I'm sure the Sheikh doesn't have to deal with because me and you were at the background.
Yes.
But it's an honor, alhamdulillah. It's more than anything. I hope people see his footstep, you know, they see him as an example. You know, obviously, if you have any question, we're not here to give fatwa.
Yes.
We have the sheikhs for that. You know, he have done his own research. He have spent his whole life studying Islam, the Sharia, all that. We're here to help our community with the service that we can do.
Yeah.
It is not only about helping you get a mortgage, but also preparing you to get the best service plus the best advice, because it's not about just for you to jump into a getting mortgage. Sometimes I even advise people, maybe it's not a good time for you to buy a home. Rent right now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I had a Somali brother who came to my office the other day, saying, "Hey, the home is too small for me.
Yes.
I want to sell and get it." And I said, "But can you live in the house now?"
Yeah.
Says, "Yeah." I said, "If I was you, I will not sell my house right now."
Yes. Even though if you can sell it, you can make commission out of it.
Yes. I could have.
Yes.
Close to $21,000 because average $1,000.
I can attest to that. Abdul Wali is one of only those agents that I know. Allah tells, can you look out for the customers more than himself?
Yeah.
Because that's how it should be.
I told him, I said, "Brother, I said, you're paying 2,000 and some change, I said, today.
Yes.
In King County, in Renton.
Yes.
Right? I said, yes, I can put you in $1 million home, I said.
Yes.
But trust me, I said, even if you put $300,000, which he could, I said, you're looking at $3,700 to $3,800 a month, not including property tax.
Yes.
And insurance.
Yes.
So he's doubling his mortgage because the rate.
That's true. That's true. It's about service. It's about providing the honest. As a Muslims, we need to stay honest. Because, you know, in our community, we say, oh, Islamic financing, or we try to be justified being halal haram. But a lot of people forget that they live in a low income situation where they're not telling the truth.
Yes.
They're hiding their income.
Yeah.
This is also not halal. I mean, this is also not halal.
You know, I joke, I joke. I say, we worry about riba so much. I know. So yeah, I said, we worry about so much on halal meat.
Yes.
That we don't worry about riba. Wallahi.
Yes. And halal income as well. Like
halal income,
yes.
We don't worry about riba. I said, riba is the biggest thing you should worry about because it's one of the kaba'ir sins.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'd rather eat a Chick-fil-A.
That's true.
Right?
Yes.
All day than get
absolutely.
I
meet a lot of people who's banking with a conventional bank.
Yes.
They only buy with halal meat. Akhi, first thing is the house you live in.
Yes.
That's where you raise your kid. Yes. That's where you play 5 times a day.
Yes.
Anyways, inshallah. Thank you so much, Sheikh. Thank you, Abdul Wali. It's been a wonderful.
You want to say something before you leave?
You want to say something? Of course. خلاصة, As you see, inshallah, Sh Ahmed with us, inshallah. You want to say final word, Sh Ahmed? تفضل أخي.
جزاكم الله خير.
You can also use some English word.
أينا waxaan rabaa wax yar horta inaan ka hadlo yani waa ogahay shayga media markuu galo dadku culimada way ka hadlaan dad badanna way ku dambaabaan masaajidda laga hadlaa waxaan ogahay maalin walba inaad dhahdaan masaajidda lacagtooda culimada cunaa wadaadada cunaa fulaan baa cunaa in la yidhaahdo waxaan rabaa inaan idiin caddeeyo intaydaan dambaabin ama idaan wax sheegin inaan horta marka hore aanay idinku sabab noqonin oon idin caddeeyo $1 oo masaajidka aan jooga uu leeyahay oo galay aan wax ku iibsadayo ma jiro wax ka baxsan aniga shaqadayda taas waan rabaa inaan idin caddeeyo sidaa walaalahana idiin sheegay iyaguna way caawiyeen howlaha dhan baday igu caawiyeen laakiin lacagta wax lagu gadanayaay waa intaad adigu awooddo oo ah inaad bil walba ijaarkaagii caadigaa deganayd aad wax ku bixiso waxaan rabaa oo kale inaan idhaahdo dadka markaan gardens maanta ka hadlayo oon leeyahay waxa la gato ma aha inaan ribo iyo sidan mar badan sheegay aan waxaan u dirayno waxaan idiin sheegaynaa oon wax ku gadannay waxaan diiniyan ugu qanacsanay oon qanaaco aan gaadhnay oo baadhid aan samaynay oo waqti dheer aan ku qaadannay ilaahay xamdigiina culimada inta ugu badan oo ayaana waxay leeyihiin majlis oo fatwa waan aadnaa oo shirar baan ka galnaa waxaana doonaynaa hadda kambaniye kalena inaan soo saaro oon iyagana fatwadoodii waan isku waafaqnay already inaan iyagana nidhaahno maaragtay wax laga iibsado marka waxaan rabaa inay waxaan u diraynaay ribo ma u dirayna dadka waxaan ku qanacsannahay oo dad muslimiin ah oo walaala ah ay ka shaqaynayaan oo leeyihiin ayaan u diraynaa cabdiweli sidaa kale idiin sheegay dadka badan waxay weydiiyaan bangiga US bangi baa maarata dhaweyd waa laga hadlay US bangi ayaa ii soo diray warqado isaga ayaa ilan waxgay ka baxday gardens meesha waa nooga tagtay marka waxa weeye US bangi serviceka walaalahan intaas oo guri 50 state markay rabaan inay guryo dadka u gadaan ma samayn karaan inay barnaamijka noocaasa sameeyaan dad yar baa u shaqeeya saas daraaddeed hadda tusaale yaraan insidee masaajidka aan joogo bishii ramadaan waxaan samaynaya wax la yidhaha monthly lacag monthly baan samayn jirnay bishii ramadaan oo dhan waxaan rabnaa inaan monthlygaas ay masaajidka u noqdo wax lagu rangareeyo oo utilitygiisa lagu bixiyo waxaa markii la diyaariyo waxaa lacagtaa kuu soo goynaya cid gaarahoo iyaga loo diray baa kuu jaray ciddaas kuu jaraysana service ba iyaguna kaa qaadaya shaqay kuu qabteen 3% ba qaadaya shaqay kuu qabtaan adigana dadkii oo dhan boqolaalkii qof ee bishii ramadaan aan ka qorayna kaararka iyagaa kaaga jaray hadda aniga intaas oo masaajid oo ku taala Mareykanka baa bishii lacag la iga gooyaa ma ogi cid iga waxaan arkayaa bisha kowdeedii iyadoo lala baxo ma arka dad baa ka shaqeeya hawsha iyada aan qabto marka US bangiga oo shirkadan oo kale micnaheedu waxa weeye hawshaas u dhiibteen iyagaa u soo jara iyagaa marka adiga kula tacaamulay iyagaa kaa goynaya waa service iyo shaqo ay u qabteen weeyaan qoladan ma aha inay guriga US bangi kaa gadato marka taana waa rabaa inaan caddeeyo waa maasantihiin insha allahu tacaala mar labaad waa u mahad celinayaa gardensi waa u mahad celinayaa walaal cabdiweli waan u mahad celinayaa qof walba oo maaragtay insha allahu tacaala waan leeyahay dadku qaar badan waan ogahay inaydan right now dad badan baa suuragalay inay weli ku qanacsanin inay guryahan ay wax ka gataan laakiin waxaan aaminsanahay inaad ku qanci doontaan maalin insha allah maasantihiin
What did he say, inshallah? The last part?
So the Sheikh wanted to disclose something up front.
Yes,
You know,
Can you move this one a little bit?
and let's be
A
honest.
little bit.
The community.
You have three of us,
sometimes-
all of us.
The community sometimes, we talk.
Yes.
I call it the bird talking.
Yes.
Like he said this, she that. The Sheikh wanted to disclose that he bought the home with his own money
Okay.
that he's been saving for a
course.
while.
Of course.
Right? Now, he did not take any penny from the masjid or somebody else.
Okay.
That was his own money. Of course, he also had a support, a co-signer.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
have to,
Yeah.
he talked about that at the beginning,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yes.
Because he said by himself, his income will not qualify him to get a loan.
Absolutely.
So he had to have a, mashallah, good brother
Yes.
that we're going to meet soon, inshallah, help them finance this.
Okay. Okay.
We can actually say that is the brother who is actually his income
On,
made him
on the
qualify,
financing, of
right?
course. Of course.
So the Sheikh wouldn't say, I did not get any money from the masjid.
That's true.
So before you say this, that, just please know that it's my own money that I did my saving.
Yeah.
The Sheikh also talked about the service that loan services provide, like US
Yes.
bank and stuff, right?
Yeah.
That he used an example of how the masjid, Abubakar,
Mhm.
was doing a monthly donations, right?
Yes. Okay.
But to do that, they had hundreds of people, right?
Yes.
Imagine processing 100 plus debit credit cards every month.
Yes.
You can't. You don't have the time to do that.
Yes.
What do? They contract that service to a provider.
Yes.
Who's going to charge 3% to do that?
Yes.
Because they're in the business of doing this type of work.
Yes.
So do US Bank.
Yes.
So do Loan Care. So the
Yes.
Sheikh was just mentioning that about.
Explaining that, yes.
And also the Sheikh concluded that he said, there might be some people right now who are watching this
Yeah.
that might not be satisfied with this fatwa and stuff.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
But someday, inshallah, he said, you will be satisfied because he himself was not satisfied,
It's true.
almost a decade.
It's true.
But after doing his research, he's satisfied, right? That's what the Sheikh said.
No, I really appreciate it. You've been honestly and disclosing. This is very important. And I can attest to that. Sheikh actually used his own money for down payment.
Yeah.
And to qualify him, we have to be creative.
Yes.
Think out of the box.
Yes.
And we had a very good brother, mashallah, who was very helpful.
Yeah.
Even
If you're watching us, we're not going to say your name, man.
Yes.
Jazakumullahu khair, brother.
Jazakumullah.
And actually, we had another person first. If you remember last year,
Yes, I remember that.
we tried another person. For some reason,